Jennifer Rothschild. Welcome to this month's womensministry.net video devotional. I'm glad you're with me this month, and if you're with me every month, you might notice that my throat is just a little scratchy. So since we're talking girlfriend to girlfriend, if I have to cough, I know you won't mind. Now, I'm going to tell you with this short devo today, I'm going to give you some information. So if you do not have a pen and paper available, you might want to pause and grab one. Just because if your memory is as bad as mine has become, you'll need to write it down. Because today, I want to give you something very special to me. Now, every month I try to give you some spiritual insight or something that will equip you for your life or ministry. And what I'm going to give you today, I believe will accomplish that, but I'm not using a scripture and I'm not going to teach you a biblical truth. I'm going to give you something to help feed your mind. Now, if you've done my Me, Myself, and Lies Bible study, or if you've read Self-Talk, Soul Talk, you may remember that I talk in there about being balanced, and I compare each of us to a table with 4 legs. You've got the spiritual leg, the emotional leg, the physical leg, and the mental or intellectual leg. And if you remember, the point is that if one of those legs has to bear too much weight, like your emotional leg, you will be out of balance. Or if you neglect a certain leg of your table or it becomes in disrepair, like perhaps your spiritual leg, then you're going to be out of balance. So today, I want to give you something to help strengthen your mental leg of your table so you will be balanced. I want to give you 3 of my favorite books. Now, I happen to love dead authors. But that doesn't mean that the only books you need to read are dead authors, but I'm going to share with you today 3 books that are fiction that are by dead authors. Okay? The first one is by Jane Austen. Jane Austen has written many books, but my very favorite is her last book. It's called Persuasion. Persuasion is about a 27-year-old spinster. Can you believe she was called a spinster at the age of 27? Well, back in the day, that was the case. Her name is Anne Elliot. And what I love about this book is that Anne Elliot is a self-controlled, dignified woman of integrity. The reason that she's 27 and still single is because she broke an engagement when she was much younger, and the reason she did so is because she was persuaded to by others. And so the story unfolds as she begins to make some decisions for herself that I think are fascinating. And what I love too is because she's such a woman of integrity, she is put up there in the center stage of this story against such hypocrisy. And I think you will really love it. So part of what I love about it too is that Jane Austen tells the story in such a beautiful, poetic way. So you might want to check out Persuasion. That will give your mind something beautiful to ponder this summer. All right, another book I want to share with you is by George MacDonald. Now, George MacDonald was one of the favorite authors of Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. So clearly, George MacDonald has something to say. And one of my favorite books by him is a fantasy, and it's called The Princess and the Goblin. The Princess and the Goblin really is written like a fairy tale. And it's written with children in mind, but I'm telling you, it is written for a grown-up girl too. It's about burning roses and a princess and of course goblins and a miner that falls in love with the little princess. But here's the real point of the story. The point that MacDonald makes in the story is that seeing is not necessarily believing, but rather believing is seeing. I did a summer classic lit chat at my church with my friend Karen, and we featured this book. The women loved it. So you might want to check it out. The last book that I want to share with you today is written by my very favorite dead author of all time, C.S. Lewis. Now, you may have read some of C.S. Lewis, and I absolutely adore his nonfiction. But my very favorite fiction book of C.S. Lewis is the 4th book in the Narnia series, and it is called The Silver Chair. Now, I'm not going to disclose too much about it, but what I love about the silver chair is that it's so allegorical and it speaks to so many different things we deal with in this life. And well, I'm not going to tell you too much about it. It's an easy read. It's fantastic. It is my very favorite of the Narnian series. So if you've given the Narnian series a try and haven't really loved it, you ought to try The Silver Chair. And I think C.S. Lewis might become one of your favorite dead authors too. So I hope that this is just something for you today to have as a resource. Perhaps you would like to use these books on your own summer reading when you hopefully get to sit by the pool and take a break. Or perhaps you, like I did, would like to lead a classic summer lit class for the women of your church. It's really a fun book study to pick one of these books and just read. So maybe this will give yourself a chance to have a well-fed head this summer and to have the mental leg of your table secured tightly so that you don't get bored and you grow and are enriched. Well, as always, you enrich us at womensministry.net. So would you just take a few minutes and come say hi, give us some of your great ideas, join the blog, join the community, just hang out with us at womensministry.net. We are just leading women with leading resources, strengthening each other. Well, I hope you have a great summer, and I hope you have some great reading to feed your mind with this summer. Of course, there's no better book than the Bible. We love you guys at womensministry.net. Come visit us. Bye-bye.